Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Medieval Dynasty video. Today we're going to talk about a couple things that were shown to us in the Medieval Dynasty roadmap. For Q4 2020, we actually see that a few things are going to be added, such as events, challenges, and fishing. We already have a fishing hut in the game. I'm not really even sure whether or not that's going to mean we're going to get more types of fishing, whether individual fishing or whatnot, but we'll have to wait and see. Events and challenges could be anything. I have a feeling it's probably going to be something more akin to various quests and whatnot that we already see within the game. Events could very well be tied to specific seasons, such as Christmas time in the winter or harvest seasons, etc. The issue I have with events is the 3-day cycle. The 3-day cycle presents a very big problem when you're looking at events. Everything is tied to a specific season and time, and 3 days doesn't seem like a lot of time to be able to fit an event in there while you're also trying to do all the things you need to do to keep yourself alive. One of the commenters on one of their Q&A videos asked, are you going to add a setting or do something about how the time goes in the games? 3 days in one season feels way too fast. I've been playing the game and it's hard to try to do side missions and all the other stuff in that time. So can you imagine adding in other events tied to holiday seasons or specific seasonal events when you're already strapped for time? They actually said it was planned this way on purpose, because adding more time would affect the balancing in a destructive way. Over a long time of playing the game, you'll figure out that a 3-day cycle is actually well-fitting, according to SK in the comments of his YouTube video. I don't really know whether or not that is true or just a way of getting out of extending or giving us the option of extending more time in our seasons. But again, with only 3 days, I don't see how you're going to add events into the game if they're tied to specific seasons and expect people to actually do them, because you have way too much on your plate as it is. Bigger news coming is riding and farming skills, such as they're planning on adding horses into the game. I know if any of you have actually went out, tried to find that perfect idyllic camp spot for your first village and then realized how far away it is from everything else. I've done that before. Adding some sort of fast travel, whether it be horses or whatnot, into the game is probably a godsend, and you are more than happy to hear that's coming. There have been talks about adding pack mules and horses as well, and they want to add something similar to that. Hopefully we'll see some form of wagon or transporting of goods for various situations, such as the lumberjack and stone quarrying, because all of that tends to weigh down the individual character and make it very, very hard to actually get raw resources from where you gather them back to your village. Now, one of the more interesting things that I wanted to talk about in this video is the fact that combat, at least combat in a more militaristic sense, is not going to be added to the game, based on SK's comments in the video. When asked whether or not he could tell us about human versus human combat in late game, I would like to be able to conquer, raid, and defend other towns. He goes, actually, we have bandits on our roadmap, but there will be no raiding and conquering of other towns. So, we're looking at that. We're actually going to see very little combat from these bandits. And I know later on another YouTube user asked whether or not this game would be more peaceful like some of their other games. If you're not familiar with this particular developer, they have a lot of simulation games under their belt. Some of them include Farmers Dynasty and Lumberjack Dynasty. SK actually said that Medieval Dynasty is still a peaceful game to play, but to be realistic, there will be evil people as it was back then. There will be no big wars or anything actually brutal. It's mainly defending yourself with your fist, and you won't die if you lose the fight. You just get knocked out and the game continues. I guess maybe I'm a little confused on that, given the fact that I didn't know that 1000 AD bandits were so kind as not to kill people. I mean, literally the opening of the game, you flee from war, but apparently our bandits are of the more peaceful variety who will just tickle you a little bit until you give them what they want. This is something that I actually really hope they go back on. Coming from more brutal survival type games such as Conan Exiles, I would like the ability to actually have combat and be able to fight bandits with military style weapons. We have a blacksmith, and it's going to be really annoying that the blacksmith can only make pickaxes and shovels and other farming tools. Why not swords and shields? Having a standing militia seems like something that a medieval village would actually want to have. Though, given the current state of combat in this game, which is very little by the way, combat only exists in Medieval Dynasty in the form of hunting and the ability to go out and punch your neighbor if you really want to, though what results from that is not much. I actually have concern, given the state of hunting, that the developer even has the ability to create AI that would prove to be a challenge in combat. We already see that the majority of the animals you can hunt only run away when attacked. There's only a handful that will actually attack you, and their attack animations are very limited. The wolf, the bison, and the boar, and the bears will actually attack you. But again, their AI is not very intelligent. They just run straight at you and attack until either you die or they die. I don't feel like this developer would be even able to produce combat that would be more meaningful than what they described. Which is why I'm assuming when he says about fighting bandits being punching each other in the face till one of you gets knocked out, is that a design decision? Or is that a lack of ability on the developer's part to create interactive AI capable of meaningful combat? Not really sure. I know some people prefer that this game is only peaceful, but I would really hope that they would add combat to the game, even if it's an alternate mode, a hard mode or something along those lines, that those players who want to engage in defending their towns from NPC bandits would be able to do so. What are your thoughts? Sound off below in the comments, and if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and God bless you all.